cursive in 3rd grade.
Read this word.
Hey, the word up on there. You gotta go to another car.
Read this word.
This cursive? I can't read cursive.
It's a Z or a Q. You tell me.
What that say? Yeah, yellow?
Read this word.
Your spelling sucks.
Read this word.
Corella? Corella? That's a J. J-E. I don't know cursive.
Read this word.
Cursive. What the
Read this word.
Crema?
Sprelmo?
It said crema. Jarella. Next word. That was just a hard one.
Read this word.
Yelra. It's in like Spanish. What the f is this?
Read this word.
The mama?
What in the world is it? It's like a loop.
Cursive.
It's cursive.
Read this word.
Is that in a word?
Read this word.
What is the first letter?
Read this word.
Zalero?
Selena?
Helpra.
Read this word.
Cursive? That's what this is? But what is it saying?
I'm asking you.
I do not know.
Read this word.
Pellagra.
What's the first letter?
Y or G?
It's a Z. What has stripes?
Zebra.
You think she can knock your ass out?
Fuck no.
You don't think so?
Nah.
What make you say that?
Because I got hands.
You think people would agree?
Absolutely.
You think she can knock your ass out?
Yeah, definitely.
You think so?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
She's black.
That's why?
Yeah.
If she's laying you out then.
Definitely,
You think people would agree?
Yeah.
You think she can knock your ass out?
Nah.
You don't think so? What make you say that?
She look actually really nice, but no.
So you laying her out?
Yeah.
You think people would agree?
Yeah.
You think she can knock your ass out?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll beat her.
You could beat her?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because she's very pretty.
You can knock her out?
Yeah.
And you think people would agree?
Yeah, I think.
You think she can knock your ass out?
Nah.
You don't think so?
No.
You knocking her out?
I want to say I can, but
You think people would agree?
no.
This girl could knock y'all asses out?
She look like she capable of a lot of stuff.
What you think? She knocking you out?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Why you said that?
She looks flimsy.
And then you think people would agree?
Yeah.
You think she could knock your ass out?
Definitely.
You think so?
Yeah.
What makes
she
you
looks
say that?
sweet, but like she definitely looks like she's got muscle.
So she's laying you out then?
Oh yeah.
And you think people would agree?
I think so. She looks like she's strong.
For the ones who want to know where my jet at, I obviously didn't get the memo. It's being updated with Starlink. You know what Starlink is? Yeah, that's the $500,000 Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's where my jet at. And I chose to fly commercial to Colombia to go party with Trick Daddy and Ball Greasy at the Escape the States vibe. And that was a hell of a vibe. I had an amazing time. When I was leaving, that hoodie was low. Rose did it big. The boat.
If Cat and the Knicks win a championship this year, it will just further push the agenda that if you're an athlete and you want to win a championship, the best thing you can do for your career is immediately leave the state of Minnesota. Like Garnett goes to Boston, wins the title immediately. Kevin Love goes to the Cavs, wins the title fairly immediately. Wiggins goes to the Warriors, wins the title fairly immediately. Now, if Cat goes to the Knicks and wins the title too, I'm sorry, but there is just too much proof that this is not a random trend. I do want Cat and the Knicks to win the title. I'd rather see the Knicks win the title than the Cavs, obviously the Thunder or the Spurs. And I mean, Cat was a really good Wolf. He never asked for a trade, stuck with us through down years. But I mean, if you're someone like Ant, you're just going to see this trend and be like, wow, like every good Wolves player that we ever had left and won a title.
How my boy Colin say it?
Hey, Lebron, we're good, bro. You can go. You don't have to. You can hang around.
We're good, bro. What's his slogan? Strive for greatness. You're great. I'm not giving you a fucking $55-60 million contract. Get the fuck out of New York. Look, I appreciate everything you did. I mean, but the results are in. We've been to one NBA Finals. That was the fucking bubble. You forgot. We let you play GM before. And you let Caruso go. You let KCP go. You let Kuzma go. You didn't want to bring back Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. We let you be GM. You brought in Westbrook. And what were we, like 30 and 40 or some shit? 30 and 50? But you averaged 30 that year. That's all that matters. Can't forget, instead of just waiting one more season, we could have signed AD outright. He's clutch. He was signing with us. We could have kept Josh Hart dominating. Lonzo Ball, maybe he never gets hurt. Maybe you inspire him to wear some Nikes instead of those fucking big baller brand shit that fucked his career up. And we had Zubac, Brandon Ingram. Hey, you were amazing in the playoffs. Fucking amazing. To be 41-year-old and do what you did, amazing. And any of y'all that's talking about, oh, well, Reeves getting a max, this is his first bite at the fucking apple. I don't want to give it to him, but we have no choice. If we don't have to pay Bron the max, we're good. I could just go sign 4, 5, 3 and Ds like I already want to do. I'll take him back. I want him back. I don't know fucking max. Jamie Foxx, where are you? I thought we handled this a month ago. Come on, Bron, baby. I want you to ride out in the purple and gold. Not for no max. Can't talk sports with me.
Try to get a layup, get up three. Make them force them to get a three. And
does he realize that the Knicks would have probably fouled him and he would have had a chance to still go up 3? And the business decision that he made was a contested layup is an easier bucket to score than 2 free throws. D Fox, one of my favorite players in the league. I've been defending him all play, but that's simply gambling. He's gambling, bro.
That was a dumbass play. Yeah, he did not have to shoot that ball. They could have just got fouled. There was no reason for him to shoot that ball. What did we see? We saw the dumbest basketball team in the history of civilization. Oh, wow. We saw they had a 25-point lead, took eight straight threes. Like, they thought to get, like, that was some of the most mismanaged, stupid basketball. Hey, when you blow a 29-point lead, the other team has to help you. The San Antonio Spurs helped the New York Knicks win this game by doing some of the stupid-ass stuff I've ever seen on a basketball court.
The dumbest coaching I've ever seen in my life. The dumbest. I don't even like using that word. The dumbest coaching. Like, there is zero excuse for an NBA coach for that to happen.
He's a young coach.
The dumbest, I'm
just
going to say it
saying.
again. Dumb will get you beat more than smart will help you win. And De'Aaron Fox was abysmal. Like, he was throwing the ball, like, uninterested. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I am dumbfounded by what the Spurs just did.
I want to break news here by telling you there are 2 categories in which LeBron James is the absolute GOAT. Longevity. Nobody has been as great for as long as LeBron James has been great for this period of time. The GOAT of longevity, and category number 2, the GOAT of talking about who's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of that conversation.
All right, man. Let's talk, man. Let's talk about basketball. We're gonna talk about y'all GOAT. We're gonna talk about Spurs, Knicks first and foremost. Anthony Edwards leaving the Timberwolves, but last night we seen what happened. San Antonio, for the most part, did the unthinkable and had a meltdown. And unfortunately, you would think when they had that meltdown, it would have fell on, solely the sole responsibility would have fell on a younger player and not a veteran like De'Aaron Fox. And now that responsibility, fell on a guy like De'Aaron Fox, it just, goes back to the point that, a lot of these guys that come from losing culture, you don't want them to be the final pieces to your championship team. It's as simple as that. You don't want those guys to be the final finishing pieces to your championship caliber team. And I think now you're kind of seeing people that may be trying to pick guys off Sacramento or pick guys, off of bad teams, say, nah, we don't want to deal with these guys. that's not that good. So I think now you're starting to kind of see that you're probably gonna start to see now that a lot of these guys has been losing, and these teams that's legitimately trying to get over that hump. They're probably not gonna be looking towards the De'Aaron Foxes anymore, and there's probably gonna be a narrative painted out there that this particular guy's been losing so much that when we put him on the team, they just losers. They don't know how to win. It's too late for them to win. It's to the point where it's like when you get a dog and it ain't housebroken and it's older, it's old dog can't learn new tricks. So now you may be getting into there with De'Aaron Fox, now you may be kind of getting into that area now. Think about it. Tracy McGrady, never won nothing. Never got out the first round in the playoffs. You think, you have some teams that probably thought, Tracy McGrady was, the final piece of their puzzle in Houston, and it didn't work. Whether it was Yao getting injured or maybe, they go somewhere else and they add another, type of player, maybe that type of player don't get hurt. Maybe sometimes a lot of these guys bring their bad juju on the team, to the team. Sometimes you may get that scenario where you got a guy like Fox that in Sacramento, he been losing so long, he don't know how to play winning basketball. That was dumb what he did yesterday. Even if he would have, ran up under and he got fouled, but the play was so dumb that it didn't warrant a foul call. And realistically, what he should have done was dribble up under, pump fake or a head fake, dribble up under the basket. And I would even give him credit to do this and just and if he didn't really want to shoot them free throws, he really should have just threw the ball up in the air. Realistically, that's what he should have did. He should have just chucked the ball, ran under there, didn't want to shoot the free throws. You could have just chucked the ball up in the air. Because by the time he got fouled, was it 5.7 seconds left? Maybe if he ran up under the basket and pump fake, maybe we thinking about 3.7 seconds left. Maybe you just throw the ball to the ceiling of Madison Square Garden. Hey, you lucky if the New York Knicks got 1 second left. Not sure what their timeout situation was. I'm not sure at all. But I would even say do that before he did what he did. And then he made another cardinal sin I don't think a lot of people really paid attention to. He made another cardinal sin. When he laid the ball up, and I'm going to put it on the screen in a minute, when you lay that ball up in the way that he laid that ball up, that's a big no-no. Put on the screen. Let me put it on the screen. The way he laid that ball up. One of the first things they tell you in basketball, especially when you learn to lay up with your opposite hand, which he is a lefty. When you learn to lay that ball up. Oh, I'm trying to get to the. When you lay that ball up. And this is why it didn't allow him to finish. I'm trying to get the perfect look, the perfect angle on it. So here we go. You got it right here. So when you lay that ball up, they tell you never lay the ball up like he laying the ball up because you can't finish and get an and one. So you never lay the ball up with your hand like this. You always lay the ball up like you shooting a jump shot. Therefore, if you lay the ball up, let me show y'all on the screen. If you lay the ball up like this, and they foul you, you can't finish. But if you lay the ball up like this, and you going up and you laying up and you at least come and then you turn it over to or you shoot or you lay it up like this and they foul you, you still got momentum in your arm to be able to finish. But if you go like this, how can you finish? They always tell you when you go to the rack, you never keep the ball down here. You keep it up here and you finish like this. Palm up, you finish palm. Palm facing the bag. You finish like that, and then you flip it, or you just shoot it like that. But if you finish like this, you can't finish. You cannot finish at the rim like this. So, you know, in a perfect world, yeah, OG and the ball, you fouled him. That's a legit foul. But in general, one thing that is telling me that he's basically telling me that he didn't want to go through the free throw line. He didn't want to go through that. He didn't want to go to that free throw line. That's what it's saying. He didn't want to go to that free throw line. And that's why he was panicking. And I thought I can outrun him. And you got to remember, he's coming off an injury. What do you think? What you talking about? You can outrun him. You're legitimately coming. You're playing in these playoff games injured, and then it's only fuel to the fire. The beef between him and Dylan Harper, and that's natural. The young guys don't be thinking the older guys deserve to play over them, even if they got experience. And at this point, he was right. See, these coaches, they go by the old law, which I'm not mad at it. I seen it happen with my Pistons, where we're gonna go and we're gonna play the veteran. We're going to play the veteran because he got experience, he poised. But guess what? That went out the window when, he did what he did and missed the layup. That went out the damn window. When he missed that layup, that went out the window. And he made a lot of dumb plays down the stretch. The last play that he had against where OG got the tip, if you notice, he double Brunson. That allowed OG to crash the boards without a body being there. That allowed him to crash the boards without a body being there. So, yeah. That's what that allowed to do. So it's just he played dumb down the stretch. Very dumb. And ultimately, I believe, and let's kind of dig a little bit deeper into this, okay? I don't know much about their head coach. But I'm figuring he's the first time not calling a timeout. Phil Jackson was the same way. You should play it out. But when you up 29, you miss 8 threes in a row. I mean, at what point, and this is my problem that I have with the head coach of Boston, he's not a good coach. However you feel about him, he's not a good coach. Because Boston should be, this year, okay, cool. They should be the elite team and make sure y'all thumbs up the video and share the video. Maybe they should not be the elite team with all the injuries, but they shouldn't have lost to Philadelphia. He didn't make an adjustment. Your thing can't be we can shoot ourselves in games and shoot ourselves out again. No. And this is the trap in which when we start talking about playing smart basketball, see, when they say ethical and unethical basketball, I'm not thinking about flopping and fire. I'm thinking about how they play the game of basketball. And how these guys play the game of basketball is stupid. See, when you shoot yourself into a game or to a long lead, you fall in love with it. The game is to play inside out. I just got so much to say on this. The game is just to play it inside out. You know, that's the game to be played. You don't see. I don't know where to start, man. To be honest, make sure y'all thumbs up the video. The game is played inside out. You got a very formidable guard in De'Aaron Fox. You have another formidable guard in Dylan Harper. One of the number one things that they honestly should be doing is, okay, if you watch Denver, you watch the Denver Nuggets, right? When it's time to go to bread and butter, when it's time to get them the basket, when it's time to close the game out, what does they go to? It's a two-man game. It may be high-low. It may be Jokic on the high, Murray posting up. They might go pick and roll, pick and pop. It's a two-man game. Jamal Murray coming off a pick, he can attack, he can pop and shoot. Jokic coming off the pop, he can pop for the two. He can pop for the two, pump fake the two, and still finish at the rim. You know what I'm saying? Murray can finish at the rim. Murray can lob it to Jokic. You know, if they play the pick and roll well, they throw it to Jokic. Jokic could post up or they'll reset it. In these situations, why ain't you had De'Aaron Fox and Wemby in a two-man situation? You got to ask Mitch Johnson, why ain't you posting Wemby up? Wemby not posting up on the block. Wemby not posting up at the elbow. Do you know how good Wemby can be if he posted up? He don't necessarily got to really, body nobody. If he learned to turn to go baseline over his right shoulder or his left shoulder and do a Rashid turning gun, if he take a hard drop step over his left shoulder with the little Shaq baby hook, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, even if you at the mid post with Wemby, the things he can do with his talents at the mid post, see over the double teams, being able to pass it, with his athleticism, being able to attack, whether it's runners, whether it's finish at the rim, he's literally Wemby's an extra wing. He's another guard out there. How many times I done turned to seeing Wemby shooting 25-footers, 30-footers, from the three-point line. This guy, man, I know he's a new coach, but this team has the capabilities to be a lot better than they are, and that's scary. But he's doing a lot of things that's wrong. I don't want Wemby at the three-point line. Why do we got Wemby shooting threes? Why don't we ain't setting up a two-man game between Fox and Wemby or Harper and Wemby? Why they don't have that two-man game going? The way Harper can shoot, the way Harper can finish at the rim, the way De'Aaron Fox can bend the corner. Why they ain't posting Wemby up? Instead, Wemby jacking 50-foot threes. De'Aaron Fox took a bad three. Guess what? You slow that game down and you get a ball to Wemby in the post. That's all you got to do. Put Wemby in the mid post. I mean, what is this guy's qualifications, bro? Seattle, went to Stanford, smart guy. Don't matter if he played in the league or not. He was undrafted, didn't really play in the league. I just literally don't understand, man. Bad coaching. It's a lot of bad coaching. But you know what? I do understand the bad coaching because in America, it's no longer about being good at your job. It's being who you know and how well they like you. I say this all the time. The most qualified people in America always get hidden. They always get buried. The good workers never get the promotion. The good workers get asked a lot of expectations on them. The good workers never get the pay raises. The good workers never become supervisors and team leaders. If they do, you got to do a decade, 15 years in. The bad workers, they get raises. The bad workers, they don't get rolled up. They don't get threatened or get rolled up. It all falls on the people that show up every day and do the job. And those tend to be the people who don't kiss ass. And you seeing the DEI is a problem. And I don't mean DEI in the sense of them rolling it back. I mean in the form of nepotism. Let me reframe my language. I mean nepotism. You see a lot of nepotism hires. Because you can't tell me how that Joe Mazzulla, he's trash. He trash. Ain't no way I'm coming back every year and Boston shooting 43s. You got Jason Tatum, who's an amazing talent. He can post up, he can shoot, he can dribble, get his own shot. Motherfucker 6'10". I don't need Jason Tatum taking 10 threes a game. I got Jaylen Brown amazing at driving the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like everything for them is just shoot threes, shoot threes, shoot threes, shoot threes, shoot threes, and they shoot themselves in the series and they shoot themselves out of a series. Come on. San Antonio, you got two really good guards in Fox and Harper. You got a big fella. Why you look at what Denver doing? Just do what they do. When you put Wemby in the offseason, you put Jokic on. Don't put nobody. Put Jokic on for Wemby. You put that film on for Wemby. You put Jokic on, and that's what we need you to be. That's it. He don't have to muscle through guys and play through contact as much as Shaq do. He tall. And these guys don't even know how to be physical with you in the post. I mean, who you already got to worry about? Jokic, Joel. Dog. It's times where you can throw the ball to Wemby in the post, and by the time he catch it, he's so athletic and he got so much good balance, he can catch the ball in the post and immediately catch it, turn it, and go. You know, with his athleticism, he don't have to catch the ball like Shaq. No, like he can be like Hakeem, and he can make one hard move, and he can just go. As soon as he get the ball, he making a move. He that good and that talented. Where I can get a ball to Wemby, he can just turn around. He can just turn around. You know, and then the double team start. He's so tall, he can see over the double team. Coaching lost that game last night. More than y'all want to blame the 2 free throws on Wemby. Y'all want to blame Fox. The coaching lost that game. Number one thing, Wemby playing on the block, Wemby playing on the high post. Wemby, whoever my guard is, and that's another question for them because, quite frankly, whether you keep Fox or you don't keep Fox, you know what I'm saying? In general, I see one big flaw in this team, other than the coach. And he like I said, and I just think most people just get like, because a lot of times you play these kids in structure, you show them how to play basketball, it don't seem fun playing it the right way, playing inside out. They play, it's literally, if you go to LA Fitness, if you go to pick up ball, shout out to Keith Luckett. If you go to play pickup ball, you go to LA Fitness, you seeing the same brand of basketball. It's up and down, shooting threes, shooting threes, shooting threes, shooting threes, up and down, shooting threes, shooting threes. It's a pickup. It's all like a lot of these guys are got pickup or got pickup. They all never play pickup real basketball. They got one-on-one trainers. They don't know how to play as a unit. But in general, they lost that game last night. They lost it because of coaching. They lost it because they don't know how to use their best weapon. Ain't no way Wemby should be sitting at the 3-point line shooting no fucking threes. If Wemby got more than three threes a game, man, pack him up. Pack the whole team up. And I'm being dead ass serious. If he's attempting more than 3 threes a game, it's a problem. It's a problem. It may be games where he might just shoot 5, 6, 4. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But if he attempted more than 3s a game, man, don't make no sense. He not helping me on the between 7'6". He not helping me on the boards. Shooting at the 3-point line. He don't give me no offensive rebounds at there. He get more assists playing out the post. Come on. He be more efficient. And really, a number one thing I also want to talk about too, and I'll get to the Knicks in a second and we'll move on. Another thing that I would like to address is I don't like the idea of him sitting at the 3-point line attacking. Like off the dribble, like I seen Crosby Towns do that his last year in Minnesota. They was having him at the wing and he's catching and he's attacking like he's fucking Jamal Murray or, you know, he Kobe Bryant in his prime. He's catching at the 3-point line and he drive. You too fucking big for that. Somebody gonna undercut you. You gonna hurt an ankle. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want Wemby catching a ball and taking people off the dribble. You too fucking tall for that. That's how you get rolled up on. That's how you get a broken ankle, a broken leg. No. And it's a crime that the San Antonio Spurs ain't one of the better two-man games with Dylan Harper, Fox, and with Wemby. It's a crime, but they need another ball. They need another ball handler. That what I will say. When I look at that roster, they definitely need another ball handler. Like, you know, to be honest with you, you know who they will benefit from? they would benefit from a guy like Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder would be ideal for them. They should find a way to get a guy like Dennis Schroeder. That'd be ideal for them. Somebody like Dennis Schroeder. That's who they should try to get their hands on. It ain't too many of them Schroeders around. You got Schroeder, Halliburton, Cade Cunningham, LaMelo Ball can be that if he gets some structure. You don't really have them type of guards who get you in and out your offense, who make people better without the ball. They will really benefit from Dennis Schroeder. When I look at this roster, when I look at this roster, Fox, he's more of an attack guard. Harper, they got him listed. They need, and Stephon Castle is not a playmaking guard. In general, when you say what's the biggest weakness of this team personnel wise, they need Schroeder. They literally need a guy like Dennis Schroeder. You know what I'm saying? No, they don't need, they need a Schroeder guy. They need to find a way to get them a point guard there. They can get them in and out. And before y'all say Russell Westbrook, he's not a real point guard. A guy like James Harden will benefit them as well, too. A Harden for Fox swap, if they can get that, Harden would be perfect for them. I know y'all going to laugh, but Harden getting them in and out the offense, that's all you want them to do. You ain't here to be playoff special. You just here to get us in and out the offense. But if I'm them personally, I would try to find a way to get a guy like Dennis Schroeder. No, that's just my opinion. I think Schroeder would be perfect. They don't have a guard. I mean, both of they top guards, Castle, Harper, Fox, they need the motherfuckers no real ball floor generals. And I know you don't have many floor generals left. Just to give you context, a guy like Andre Miller, Eric Snow, they need a guy like, they don't necessarily have to be Halliburton or a Jason Kidd or a Steve Nash. Schroeder is perfect for what they need. Still young enough to be able to push the pace for them. Get them a little bit of more toughness. You look at the team. This ain't no tough team. Castle was tough. You know what I'm saying? But you look at a bunch of light-skinned motherfuckers. Who scare you over there? Ain't nobody over there no Pitbull tough. Harrison Barnes, after that finals he had in Golden State, they can use Schroeder for the identity. I'm going to tell you a couple guys they can use. And they all veterans. Schroeder, they can use a guy like Schroeder, and they can use a guy like Bobby Portis. They don't need Giannis. I ain't gonna say they couldn't benefit, but they don't need Giannis. They don't need Kyrie. They don't need KD. Schroeder and Bobby Portis would turn this franchise around. Really would. Them two guys would turn this franchise around. They bring toughness. They bring veteran leadership. I believe they both won it. I know Portis won a championship. I mean, what Schroeder did for my Pistons was amazing. We would love to have him back. But in my opinion, yeah, that's what they need. Or Castle. I don't really see Castle being that type of guard. He more in the line of Derek Fisher, Jalen Suggs, kind of, good three defensive guy. Harden. I think he got more potential than Derek Fisher, but they need a real guard that can get them in and out their office. But Castle, yeah, he'd be an all-star, but he's like Derek Fisher on steroids. He's a Derek Fisher on steroids. He's not somebody that's going to get you in and out your office. Now, can they develop him into that? I mean, yeah. But honestly, they need a real ball handler, a real decision maker. And like I said, it ain't many of them. I mean, I'm thinking off the top of my brain when I'm thinking about the NBA. Honestly, what's so funny? When I look at the NBA, before we get into the Knicks, when I look at this NBA, just thinking about the rosters on the top of my head, when you look at the Thunder can use another ball handler too. A lot of their guys is 3-and-D. Williams is a good balanced guy. I'm a catch and shoot, but the Thunder can use a true ball handler. To be honest with you, the Thunder can use another guy that can set up and, the Nuggets, they got Jokic and Murray. They figure it out between them. It's really Jokic, the Lakers. And we'll talk about them in a minute. Luka, he ain't no point guard. He's just a two guard that's just playing for stats. Fred VanVleet, I don't look at him like that. I don't know why people do, but he ain't no guy that's get you in and out your offense. He just, maybe I'm tripping, but I don't really see him like Mike Conley, but he older. I mean, they could benefit from Conley, but I think more Schroeder. The Trailblazers, Lillard, more shoot, more score. But I do like Scoot getting healthy. I mean, hopefully, I like Scoot a lot. The Suns, Booker can do it, but that ain't his strong. That ain't really what you want him doing. The Clippers, I don't even know the fuck they got. It's Draymond there. I mean, the Pelicans, they got some young, feisty guards. Kyrie, and, they really in his forte. Ja Morant, that's another guy. Ja Morant can do it. Ja Morant can do it, but you know what? If I'm them, I think Ja Morant, the best fit for him, kind of thinking about it, the best fit for him is probably with them. I think Ja Morant would benefit from being with San Antonio. That might be the best fit. Good culture, not a lot of nightlife scene. I think he can get him in and out of the offense. And I also think when you look at the San Antonio roster, they got enough shooting. And you get them for a little bit of nothing. I mean, and you get them for a little bit of nothing. I think they got enough shooting that I'm just going out there and say this is the best fit for them. I think this is the best fit for them. I mean, obviously, Fox will be gone. I mean, him and Castle can play together. Harper, I think that kid's big enough that they can go with them three in the lineup. How big is Harper? No, did he? 6'5", maybe get away with it. I think he's a big kid, strong kid, but yeah, they good. They good team. I like this kid a lot. I like Ron Harper's son a lot, man. Carter Bryant gonna be another big time player for sure. They got a lot of guys, so they can develop. But if I'm them, I'll go get Schroeder for sure. I think they should make that. But if they want to roll the dice, I think Ja Morant would be a nice look for them too. I think let me say this. I think Ja Morant needs them more than they need Ja Morant. I'll say that right now. I think Ja Morant need these character. All these guys seem to have strong character. Castle, Cornette, Barnes, Keldon Johnson, the whole farm thing. Vassell, who kind of had to work his way up the ladder. Harper, his father is a good dude. Stephon Castle liked him they got a strong character organization. So whether the Spurs win it this year or not, really, when I go look into Western Conference, to keep it a beam with you, these ninjas playing for third and fourth. Honestly, that's what it is. I mean, let me say that before we get to the Knicks. All these other teams, they don't stand a bash chance. They can get Giannis, Hannes, Chanis, AD, G-Bay, Max Boy, LeBron. All these teams, to be honest, is playing for third and fourth place unless an injury happen. So realistically, only 6 teams in the West got a chance. Let me say this. Only I'm going to say 6 teams got a chance to win every year only because injuries. But in reality, the Western Conference is powered. It is powered by the Thunder and the Spurs. That's it. The rest of these ninjas is hoping for injuries. The Nuggets, they got to do some revamping or losing Mike Malone, not playing. They got to do revamping around Murray and Jokic. The Lakers, they ain't nothing that they can do that I can imagine they can do. They wait. Dallas was smart for getting rid of Luka. You can't do shit with these two teams, bro. Thunder got a bunch of picks, and the Spurs got a bunch of players that ain't even scratched the surface yet. Even guys you ain't even seen play for real. The Rockets, I mean, honestly, KD tore the locker room up with their burner account. They can benefit from a Ja Morant, but I want Ja Morant in Houston, though. I like the Trailblazers, mad that Chauncey got indicted, but the Trailblazers is a team I like a lot. They owner just cheap as fuck. The Suns really going nowhere. The Clippers might have to give up Kawhi. The Warriors trying to get the senior citizen super team with Bron and them. I speak on that. The Pelicans, I believe it when I see it. The Mavericks, they rebuilding and retooling. The Grizzlies, same thing. The Kings, same. I mean, they just destitute. The Jazz got a good team. Bailey, a lot of them young guards over there. I think they're going to be good. So really, the future of the West is the Jazz and the Portland Trailblazers. That's the true future of the West. And Dallas. The Pelicans, I believe when I see it. Falling. Clippers, Warriors, Kings, Grizzlies, all falling. Timberwolves will fall too, because once Karl-Anthony Towns won the championship, Wiggins got one, and somebody else got. Anthony Edwards is leaving there. Houston, Kevin Durant might have destroyed there. The Lakers, it ain't gonna matter. Somebody had to get injured. They got to put somebody on that team. They're not good enough. The Nuggets, maybe they can retool, but realistically, the Thunder own the East. I mean, on the Thunder, the Spurs own the West. And unless some injury happen, ain't nothing changing. I'll tell you that right now. Ain't nothing changes. The Thunder set up for now and later. The Spurs set up for now and later. That's just what it is. I hate to break the news to y'all out west, and that's why you had the illusion of the Western Conference being being a lot better. This is why you had the illusion of the Western Conference being better than the East. The Western Conference is not better than the East from top to bottom. It's not. Let me keep it real. The Western Conference is not better than the East. The West is powered by 2 60-plus win teams. The Nuggets are old. Don't play no defense. The Lakers are fool's gold. The Rockets, fool's gold. The Timberwolves, fool's gold. Portland, I like them a lot where they going. The owner is going to be critical. But other than that, that's fool's gold. When you go out east, we about to talk about the Knicks. The Pistons. The Celtics ain't going nowhere. The Knicks ain't going nowhere. Cleveland, I don't know. The Raptors is going to get better. The Hawks is rising. The Sixers, once they get rid of Joel Embiid and Paul George, that dead weight, they doing some work. The Magic got a really good team. The Hornets is really good. The Heat will do what they do with Giannis. They coming up. The Bucks will be falling. The Pacers will be back next year. I think Halliburton is going to pull Anthony Edwards. He going to get out of the Wizards can go from one of the worst teams to one of the better teams. So the East is really people don't see it, but I've been saying it all year. The East is the better conference. And the Knicks is putting some respect on the Eastern Conference name. And their resilience, I mean, it was Wu-Tang. You know, they lost Game 3 because they had Cardi B perform. They had that Thought Rocket rap. And they got some real rappers in there. That should be a word to them is that it's the Mecca. Why y'all got out of all the people that you have to christening the NBA Finals for the first time in 27 years there? You pick a Cardi B. You have Fat Joe, and I'm saying you should have picked Fat Joe. You have 50, Nas, Jay, Wu-Tang. You have all these incredible New York rappers, and that's why you lost Game 3. You put that hoe out there. You put some real niggas out there, RZA, Meth, Ray. You put them out there and you won. You had your historic comeback. That's why they won and they resilient. You know, the Villanova boys, Jay Wright, one of my favorite college coaches, you know, he retired, but all them guys that came out of Villanova was tough under him, whether it was Allen Ray, Randy Foy, Kyle Lowry. I mean, they just always produce really, really tough guys. Villanova is very representative of the blue-collar state of Pennsylvania. Josh Hart is tough. Jalen Brunson is tough. Mikal Bridges is tough. They just Dante DiVincenzo, you know, hopefully his leg get well over there. They just a tough. Villanova is probably one of the last breeds of tough players. When you had that Big East, when they was playing in that Big East, it was what the SEC is to college football. What it was, you know, because the SEC didn't fell off since they can pay ninjas. That's what the Big East was back then. Kemba Walker, all them guys. I wish they never broke up the Big East. But these guys were tough. These guys are tough. OG and White, he's a champion in the NBA, about to be a champion again. You know, he's the one guy I forgot that won a championship on his team. So he's the guy that's been there and done that. You know, I seen a post asking, you know, is he better than Pascal Siakam? And if he ain't better than Pascal Siakam, I'm sorry. He's a really good player. He's been their best player since coming back from injury. But the biggest shift for them was Mike Brown being able to manage minutes, keep these guys fresh. They're not injured. Playing more through Karl Anthony Towns. And they're a good basketball team. I can't take it away from them. This was a well-constructed team. It was a win-now team. They made big money move for Mikal Bridges. They made a big money – I think that was overkill. They made a big money move for OG and Hawaii. They got Mitchell Robinson off the bench and, you know, Shaman and McBride. And, you know, I think personally they could have took that Mikal Bridges contract and turned that into two more pieces. But, I mean, it's working for them. You know, they're going to win the NBA championship bar nobody get injured. But the Spurs, you know, they got to understand the process. The Thunder went through it too. They didn't go from zero to hero. They lost in the playoffs, but they had to learn. Dirk and them, you know, had a lot of ups and downs. Everybody think, and I'm gonna say this real quick. Everybody think that everybody rode to the championship because you the face of the league. It's gonna be a yellow brick road for you, but it doesn't work that way. You know, it took Michael until he was 28, 30 to win his first championship. Peyton Manning win his first title till 30. I get in today's society where you think a lot of these people that came famous and got rich because you didn't see it. It came out of nowhere. It's work. It's work. Clyde Drexler took him all them years throughout Portland and getting to Houston to win a championship. You got to remember what Akeem went through to win a championship. He had the best championship probably, and I could think of. It was just him. No disrespect to Kenny and Robert, but it was just really him. But when you think about it, you know, you thought he was going to get paired with Rob Sampson. Rob Sampson get injured. I think they made the finals in the 80s, you know, and they couldn't get it done. And Rob Sampson get injured, and it's like, damn, you know. You know, Dirk Nowitzki. You know, most people feel like Dwayne Wade. They cheated for Dwayne Wade in that finals. You know, that Dirk finals outside of the Pistons winning championships, that's my favorite one, bar none. You know, it's, you know, Kobe and Shaq. Shaq couldn't get it done in Orlando. They thought it was going to be right back. Michael, you know, turned back into Michael. Didn't get it done. Went out to LA, you know, got swept by Utah. 1-2-3 Cancun. You know, everybody just see the three P's by the Lakers. They ain't see them of them having to go through the struggle. Everybody in history make you think, oh, Michael just started winning championships. Nah, it didn't work that way. Isaiah just started winning championships. No, Magic started off that way. You know, Magic, you know, went to a great situation. But in general, you know, he still went through the time slot of being tragic Magic. There's a process, whether it was, you know, was the Knicks losing to Boston one year, whether them losing to Indiana, it's a process. Your life is a process to success for most people. Some people was handed success from nepotism, you know, but success is a process. Championships is a process. Y'all, he only got one, he don't got none. It's hard. It's hard. So, you know, well deserved by the Knicks, man. I like a lot of they guys over there, like OG, like Cat, like Jalen. Fuck Josh Hart though. He said something about Detroit. I like Mitchell Robinson. I mean, you know, I like the Knicks. I used to like watching them play the Miami Heat back in the day. I used to root for them to beat Jordan back in the day. I love the mystique of the Garden. Actually been to the Garden. Yeah, I just don't like they bitch ass fans. The ones like that was beat niggas on the street. But yeah, I never disliked the Knicks. You know, I grew up a Yankee fan. You know, I like the Tigers. That was my team, but I also like the Yankees. So yeah, man, that's, you know, yeah, but give me 1 minute, y'all. Give me 1 minute and I'll be right back. I'm getting a phone call.
Read this word.
Zelma. I learned cursive in 3rd grade.
Read this word.
Hey, the word up on there. You gotta go to another call.
Read this word.
This cursive? I can't read cursive. It's a Z or a Q. You tell me. What that say? Yeah, yellow.
Read this word.
Your spelling sucks.
Read this word.
Corella. Corella. That's a J. J. I don't know cursive.
Read this word.
Read cursive. What the?
Read this word.
Crema.
Sprelmo.
It said crema. Jarella. Next word. That was just a hard one.
So my bad. So let's keep this moving. So, but yeah, shout out to the Knicks. So then, you know, you had LeBron. So it's going around rumor that LeBron wants the max. I talked about him being the GOAT earlier. I'm not going to get into that. So they're saying that LeBron could literally ask for the max. Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, am I mad about it? Like, I don't get it. I ain't a Laker fan. I'm a Piston fan. You know, he won't be getting the max around this motherfucker at all. But I'm gonna let Jeff Teague and them take it away. So give me 5 seconds, and I'll let them talk about it for 1 second. So let's go.
Man, we talking about LeBron taking a pay cut. I told y'all got LeBron messed up. He said he want a max contract. But Rich Paul said we need a max, bro.
I'm cool, man. They're not serious.
Prime, bro, chill out, bro.
It's not
Prime playing his way to New Orleans. Chill out, bro. You not sending my boys to buy you.
I mean, who gonna give him a max deal? You think the Lakers gonna give him a max?
I'm LeBron James, bro. I need a max deal.
Nah, bro, you're 50.
I
told y'all he ain't finna retire.
Y'all can get back to 30
listen to me.
This ain't even max number,
bro. Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is, bro.
Hell, it's over, bro. I love Bron. I'm sick of this nigga, man.
Also said James.
5-year max.
He said, "Hey, LeBron get a 5-year deal." Somebody wild.
5-year max, bro.
You don't think he get a 2-year max?
No, bro. It's 3 or better. 3 is the minimum.
You hear me playing.
He can 1+1 it. That's some LeBron shit. He been doing that for a while.
So even Marcus Teague, that's a Jeff brother who played in the league. Even he, who was a big LeBron fan, say, "Nah, that ain't it, bro." That Mac and LeBron, man, at the end of the day, ego. Usually when you ain't the guy that you used to be, the superstar you used to be, or you ain't the guy you used to be. You usually the last person to know. If I'm the Lakers, I mean, it's best. It was rumors that Austin Reeves said it's him or LeBron, and I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, LeBron took his turn. People can point to the stats and the statistics and all that stuff, but I'm honestly, man, they can do whatever they want to do. It don't matter what the Lakers do, short of getting Kawhi and Giannis. They not fucking with the Spurs or Thunder, so it don't even matter. They can max out LeBron. They can bring back Austin Reeves. They can try to find a way to get more pieces, but really, it's pretty much a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter. I'll tell you that right now. It ain't gonna matter, but. Most people feel that way. It is what it is. Brian, he should just retire. I don't understand what he hanging around for. So I don't want to see him around here no more. I mean, Kobe knew when to bow out. Michael knew when to bow out. It's just time for him to bow out, respectfully. I'm just gonna be real. It's just time for him to bow out. Going around, I'm the GOAT, this, that, and the third. And that's just people's, it's people's, like, you let people debate. There's really no real GOAT because we can't put these guys in the ring with each other. You know what I'm saying? Or in the arena with each other. I mean, Michael Beasley said he routinely used to beat on one-on-one. So what is the criteria? Is it because you got the most points in NBA history? Longevity don't mean you the best. Everybody their own era. You know what I'm saying? Michael had his era. Magic and Isaiah and Bird had their own era. George Mikan had their era. Pistol Pete had his era. Wilt and Kareem, Bill Russell had their era. LeBron is, one of the reasons I really never cared for him is because he never respected history. He never respected the guys to come before him. Not that it's a competitive nature, but, you wore 2-3. You wouldn't have wore that shit if Jordan ain't wear it. We just keeping it real. So, but, it is what it is, man. I just, just ready for him to walk away. And then in general, we kind of just talk about, Curry, LeBron, that era is just time to go. I think it's his best. Think about it. You ushering in a new era. You having one of the better drafts that we didn't seen in quite some time, bro. Think about the draft we having right now. I think you can get at least 6-7 All-Stars out of this draft. You know what I'm saying? I'm being dead ass serious. I'm gonna talk on it in a smidget. But when you go down this list, bro. This is generational. This is generational type of draft. You talking about Caleb Wilson, Cameron Boozer, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBasta, Darius A. Cuff. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of really good players here, man. Yaxel Lindenberg. You know what I'm saying? Cameron Carr. You got a lot of these guys that really can play, bro. Then you probably gonna have some sleepers that go to the second round. I mean. And first time in a long time, this is one of them drafts where you don't see international players at the top of the draft. And think about it. We really ain't transitioned to the era from LeBron and Steph Curry to the next person. The transition should have been handed over to Zion and Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? But right now, they're trying to hand it over to SGA. The public not buying it. They trying to hand it over to, Giannis. People didn't buy it. They trying to hand it over to Victor Wembanyama. People not buying it. You got to understand, since the NBA been popular because of Magic and Bird, there's really never been a singular face of the NBA that's been a big fella that's been the face. You have very popular ones: Kevin Garnett, Hakeem Olajuwon, Dirk Nowitzki, David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal might have been the closest one. Tim Duncan, but the face of the league ever since like Magic and Bird has always been a guard or a wing. Michael dominated for a while. Isaiah was up there with Magic and Bird and them, and then it was really like you can say it was Shaq era, but it was Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant and that kind of era. They was kind of going AI, Ray Allen. They was kind of going back and forth with those guys, and really it's hard to make international players the face of an American game, and then it's also hard to make us a big fella the face of the NBA. really, I mean, who really the big fellas that really had the most popular shoe line? Shaq. So really, it's always kind of the guards. You know, that's why everybody wanted to be a guard and dribble and shoot. That's why it's been so. You know, it's been the way that it's been. You know what I mean? So, you know, in general, I'm gonna kick back to this draft in a minute. But in general, for LeBron and them, bro, it's like, you know, you and Steph, y'all in the NBA being selfish. So now we got a whole different generation coming over here. Y'all won't pass the keys to Anthony Edwards and Cade Cunningham. Them your two American stars. You tried to give it to Jokic. You tried to give it to Giannis. You tried to get the SGA. Trying to give it to Victor. And nobody's buying it. And public is not buying it. So now we get into a situation. You try to give it to Luka. People not buying it. You can put him in LA. Now we in a situation where now Asia the Bunster, Darius A-Cup, you know, and I think they had no problem giving it to Zion and Ja, and they fucked the bag up, and you know, but in general, you know, it's gonna lap. It's gonna lap. They need to cut LeBron and Steph and Draymond, and that shit is over with. It's time to give it to Edwards and Cade Cunningham. That's who you want to get a league to. LaMelo really got the best potential, but he just be on some bullshit. You know, all this crazy shit he got going on. But those are the guys you want to hand the league over to. You know, you squall the shit out of LeBron, and people seen enough. You got to turn the keys over to an American. Cooper Flag, Knupp. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Hannah, because you know you talk about the transition from the Jordan era. It was AI, it was Kobe, it was Tracy McGrady, it was Shaquille O'Neal, it was Jason Kidd, it was Steve Nash, you know, with Dirk Nowitzki, it was Kevin Garnett. You know, it was carried by a plethora of players. It was carried by the foundation was really and Vince Carter. It was really the foundation was Kobe and Tracy and Shaq. That was really your foundation. And AI. That was your foundation. That was the foundation. At this point, they need to. I think the thing is selling Wemby, Luka, SGA versus Cade, Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, you know, Cooper Flag, Knupp. Then on the other side, Jokic and them selling it as a unit. Sell it, Jason Tatum, selling it as the U.S. versus the world. They need to start selling that and making marketing commercials. But like I said, they just want to continue to squeeze every little ounce out of LeBron. That shit is done. It's nothing but dust left in LeBron and the Steph debate. It's over with. You know, if they want to let them team up in Golden State and, you know, they go outside like that Laker, Nash, and Dwight and Kobe team, go ahead. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Oh, we just want to sell tickets, and yeah, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. But also, you know, apparently if Karl Anthony Towns won this championship, he left Minnesota, won a championship. Wiggins left Minnesota, won a championship. And I want to say it was one more guy who left and won a championship. I could be wrong. But basically, they saying, and KG left there and won a championship. And now the thing is that, you know, rumors are Minnesota worried that Anthony Edwards going to want to get out of there. And can you blame them? You've seen three other guys lead there to win a championship. They did, you know, the biggest mistake Minnesota made was trading for Gobert. That made them forced trade. Karl Anthony Towns, he left and got a championship. Wiggins left and got a championship. 2 number 1 overall picks. I think KG was somewhere in the teens, you know, very, you know, out of high school. So 3 of their franchise type players left and won a championship. So, you know, why wait until you know, Wiggins was still young and Cat was still young, but why wait till you at the end of your climax or the end of your prime, like Kevin Garnett? Why wait any longer? You know, I think Anthony Edwards, it's time to move. You know, Kyrie ain't gonna stay there. It's just too much wrong. Now, if you said we kept Cat and Anthony Edwards and we added Kyrie or we added Kawhi or we added KD, that would be enough to get it over the hump. They didn't want to develop Rob Dillingham. It's just set up for. I think it's set up for Anthony Edwards to leave Minnesota. I think most people would agree with me. Yeah, I like Harper a lot. You know, I think you can develop him or Castle, but I would go get a Schroeder. Yeah, do you really want Anthony Edwards going back to Atlanta? You want a young kid, you know, who got a lot of issues off the court. You want him back at home? You got to ask yourself that. Really, I would love the Pistons to trade up to get A Cuff. I know it ain't gonna happen, but you really want a young kid like that back at home? Nah, man. I think it's best for Anthony Edwards to stay from Korea. I think in basketball wise, it'd be a nice fit, but you don't want that kid going back to Atlanta. I don't know. I would if I'm his camp. I don't want him in Atlanta. Respectfully, I don't want a kid that's in his prime, got some issues off the court with these hoes. I don't want that brother going back to Atlanta. If anything. Maybe Houston, maybe Miami, anywhere but home. That's just my opinion on anywhere but home. I know a lot of people probably gonna disagree with me on that, but yeah, I just know how I go. Spurs gave the series away. Yeah, they gave game 1 away, they gave game 2 away, they gave game 4 away. But that comes with experience. Yeah, but Fox will go down in history as them. Yeah. And that's gonna come back. He just was so much losing in Sacramento. He's just a loser. Yeah, I didn't know that. I just like watching, Gary Sheffield back in the day, Alex Rodriguez. Y'all know I'm from Detroit, so you had Derek Jeter from Kalamazoo. So those was just the Tigers was weak as hell in the '90s. So it ain't nothing to do with Steinberg or nothing like that. I grew up and they was the dominant team on TV. I used to root for them and Randy Johnson, the big unit when he made it with the Diamondbacks. But they was just a team that I watched on TV. They had a lot of players I liked. Derek Jeter. I used to love Gary Sheffield. One of his nephews went to college with me and shit. He played baseball. So that was just my thing. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing about the history or that. I didn't know shit about that. I just was rooting for him. But we know baseball historically racist anyway. I see why Detroit didn't allow the Knicks fans to purchase tickets and start. Oh, they would have got. They wouldn't have did that shit in Detroit. They would have got smoked. I tell you that right now. They would have got smoked. Flame on salute. He said, to be real with you, I never respected LeBron. He was cried about Cleveland, never respected Akron. When we all know Akron is not a hotbed for basketball talent. Yeah, I mean, yeah. He was always too big to be crying, my mama said. He said, fuck it, turn the league over to Dennis Jenkins. He's lead to be chill. Dennis Jenkins is nice, though. I like Dennis Jenkins. But that's all I had. Oh, yeah, we could talk about the draft. But yeah, when you go back to the draft, sheesh. I'm ready to get in the shower. We talking about the draft. Honestly, if I'm being real with y'all, I'm probably taking Darren Peterson number 1. I think Darren Peterson is going to be the best one. I like AJ DeBosta a lot, but I just think if Darren Peterson is truly, healthy and the Krentine, I'm going to trust the Krentine was the problem. I think Darren Peterson is the best player in this draft. I just think when I watch him play, and I know it wasn't, he's efficient. His game is smooth. He's effortless. The jump shot is what can he do? Big guard, handle the ball, score the ball, shoot the ball. I think defensive potential. I think he got a bad rap because of his durability. I don't want to see him in Utah, though. I would like to see him in Chicago. I like to see him in LA. But to me, he's definitely number 1. He's definitely number 1. I'm just telling you, just watching him play. He's definitely number 1. I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody is him. If I'm drafting, if I'm if I'm number 1 team, I get why Washington would take DeBosta. You definitely, you got Trae Young, but honestly, I just think the ceiling of Darren Peterson, if the mental checks, I don't know what. It ain't no contest, bro. I don't see nobody being close to this kid. Respectfully, I don't see nobody being close to him. He been number 1 his whole life. AJ DeBosta, he reclassified, so his parents held him back. But Darren Peterson, if you pick a number, if I'm saying who's gonna be the best player in this draft, I'm gonna give you this. Down the line, if durable and right away, he gonna be rookie of the year. And if he healthy, and he gonna be the best player down the line. So you get the best player now, and you get the best. DeBosta's a good player. You know what I'm saying? Putting a lot of hype around DeBosta, strong kid. He gonna be right there. He gonna be right there. But I'm going with, in the guards league, I'm going with the guy who gonna have the ball in his hand a lot. So this is my opinion on it. Appreciate y'all. I gotta get up out.
Steven, man, you really believe that? Oh, man, come on. You really believe that stuff you be saying?